Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the videos. My name is Matt, and if this is your first time watching the channel, welcome. So I have not made a video in quite some time, so I might be a little bit rusty on my delivery, but today we are talking about probably the most budget way to get into a good protective system to carry around that small, compact, mirrorless camera setup. So here we have the ProMaster Impulse Handy Case. Now this is about $25 and I think it's one of the best ways to transport a small censored mirrorless setup. So that's your A6000 series cameras, that's your X-T20, X-T30 cameras, that is your Olympus systems, and that is most of the EOS M systems as well. Currently Nikon doesn't really have anything for crop censored mirrorless. They should probably get on that. Or even some of your Panasonic stuff, pretty much anything micro four thirds. So the reason that I wanted to do this setup and found this setup to work so well was because I had consolidated down my vlogging setup to something a little bit smaller, a little bit more inconspicuous, and something that would just be easier to travel with overall. And so I came up with the lens body and everything that I wanted to use, and it turned out that it was way less stuff than I would normally take, and that I didn't need to use the bigger bags and bigger cases that I was using, and then I could really downsize it to something pretty simple and straightforward. So I had this, and I was actually using it to carry around filters, microphones, audio recorders, cables, you know, just accessories and things, not really camera gear. So I pulled this out and I said, hey, could I possibly use this for camera gear instead of just accessories? And the answer was yes, you can. So I will show you how I have this thing set up right now. So the camera setup that I use for my vlogging is the Olympus EM1 Mark II, the Olympus 17mm f1.8, and the Olympus 12-40 f2.8, and then the two filter pouches that accompany the filter sizes of those lenses. So here, this is not an EM1 Mark II, this is an EM1, but this is the camera, lens, and the two filter pouches that I use. And you can see they fit really well, really snug, and really well kept. Now, you might notice that the 17 kind of sits over where the zipper line is, but that's the cool thing about this, is that it's a soft, semi-rigid case, so you can easily just fold it over, and for the most part, I mean, it's just gonna mold right to what it needs to, and it closes up really nicely, and it still fits, even though that lens does kind of push over the top of the zipper line. So that is the main setup that I have for this. Now, there is a nice netted portion up here that I could definitely throw some batteries in. There's another area back here, a little pocket that you could throw some adapter rings in there if you needed to. I just leave it empty because then it allows me to have that lens a little bit higher. The other cool thing about this bag is that or case I should say, this case is that it doesn't just have the main bottom compartment. It also has a really nicely organized top compartment that's a little bit thinner, but it's designed for those thinner, smaller things that you would take. So this is where I keep my audio recorders. I have two of them. The other one sits right next to here. I'll grab some extra tripod plates if I need to. And then I also put my cables if I need any cables, like if I bring my gimbal or if I need the extension cable for my microphone, then I'll take that. And then there's also this nice netted zippered pouch right here where I'll take my AA, AAA batteries, and then also the standard camera batteries like I have for the Olympus, which is this little guy, well, biggish guy right here, and that just slips in right there really easily, and then it just sits right there, and it's super easy access. That's what I love about this, is that it's so easy to just access everything. There's not a whole lot keeping you from your gear, and that's one of the problems I was having with my other camera bags, is that I'd either have to take the bag off completely, or it was just really cumbersome if I wanted to switch lenses and, you know, that whole thing. So I really just wanted something simple, very straightforward. Now, the other cool thing about this is that if I do end up getting a second one, which is a good possibility, they're super moldable. You can use these things for anything. Like I said, I was using it to hold filters, microphones, all that sort of stuff. And here I have a array of different lenses that I could take with me. So over the past few months, I've started collecting film lenses because they are really cheap, really good for manual focus, and sometimes have a very nice aperture value. So this is my Yashica I think I said that right. I have no idea. 50mm f1.7. So nice, fast prime lens. On my Olympus, it's 100mm f1.7, which is pretty awesome. And then here I have my Helios 58mm f2, and then here we have the good old 40-150 f2.8 Pro from Olympus. So we're gonna put all of these lenses in here, and that's gonna blow your mind because for the most part, if you want to carry a lot of lenses, you need to have a pretty good sized bag. Now that is another thing that I have to mention is that, like I said earlier on, this is kind of for those smaller, more compact systems, not necessarily for a full frame camera system like you would normally use, or if you do use that, then if you do use those systems, you might be in a little bit of a pinch to have everything fit perfectly. So right now we're just finishing up getting all this stuff in there, and there it is. We actually popped in an extra lens just to make sure everything closes up nicely. So right now we have I might have overstuffed it. I overstuffed it. Okay, we overstuffed it. I got a little carried away. I thought I could throw the 12 to 40 in there, but I definitely still have room for another film lens if I wanted to, but this is or filter setup if I wanted to. So this is the 40-150 up here, this is the 50 f1.7, and then this is the Helios, and I have the adapter here if I need to put it on there, so not like I have anything else I need to bring. And even if I did want to put the adapter on here, I easily could and then just turn it the other way. So everything fits really, really nicely. The cool thing about this is that, so this is the piece of padding that divides it all. Now, it's not substantial. It's pretty much just like a piece of cardboard with a little bit of foaming and some felt wrapped around it with Velcro at the end. But the whole point of this case is to be slim, compact, and have everything fit nice and tight. So nothing's rolling around in there. Everything fits pretty tightly. And so you don't have to worry about things rolling around and being loose. The other cool thing is that there is padding along the outside, so if you're one who is very concerned with your gear being thrown around and things, if you're a little bit rougher on it, you don't have to be too worried about it. It's in good hands. So, with all that being said, I will now show you how this will fit inside of your backpack if you're using a backpack, or whatever system or whatever carrying device you're using. You could even carry this by itself if you wanted to. It does have a top handle, so it's definitely possible that you could just take this solo. You don't have to actually take it in a backpack if you didn't want to. You could easily just have it on the just by itself. So that's kind of cool. So we got the filters in there now, and I mean, just look how small everything is. Like, it's awesome. I love how compact that is. Now that is also down to the camera system itself, but like I said, I'll say it again, you know, if you're using an X-T20, X-T30, some of those more compact lenses that that Fuji offers or Sony offers or whatever it is, you could definitely fit the same amount of stuff in there. So this is my Vans backpack. I don't know the actual name of this backpack. I just know it's by Vans because I went to the Vans store and I bought it, and it also says Vans off the wall on the front. So we are gonna put that in here, and I'll show you how much space you actually have. So I would say this is a pretty standard size backpack that you'd use for school, and you can see if I can get this folded down. So you can see that is the top of the case right here, and then you have all this extra space up here for whatever else you need to bring. So if you did have two of these, you could easily stack the other one up here and still have plenty of space for whatever else you're doing. This has a laptop sleeve as well, and that's the other nice thing, it's not too thick, so that you can actually still put a laptop back there if you needed to. There's still a bunch of side room too, so if you needed to fit anything else in there, you easily could. So if you had a lens pouch because you didn't have enough space for something like this, you could definitely put that right on the side there, and it would be nice and secure in its lens pouch. So overall, I would say this is a really good deal. Again, 25 bucks. This is the ProMaster Impulse Handy Case. And again, it's just, it's fantastic to be back and making videos for all of you. And I'm super stoked to be doing it again. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.